chapter 4, Shloka 35. Yajñātvā na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhūtānyasheshāni drakshasyātman yatho mayi. Yajñātvā na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhūtānyasheshāni drakshasyātman yatho mayi. Yajñātvā na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhūtānyasheshāni drakshasyātman yatho mayi. Yeah, you can follow me. Yajñātvā na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhūtānyasheshāni drakshasyātman yatho mayi. Yajñātvā na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhūtānyasheshāni drakshasyātman yatho mayi. Yajñātvā na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhūtānyasheshāni drakshasyātman yatho mayi. So word-to-word meaning and translation by His Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yat, which, Gnatva, knowing, na, never, punaha, again, moham, to illusion, evam, like this, yasyasi, you shall go, Pandava, O son of Pandu, Yena, by which, Bhutani, living entities, Asheshani, all, Drakshyasi, you will see, Atmani, in the Supreme Soul, Atho, or in other words. Mai, in me. Translation: having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme. Or in other words, that they are mine. Yeah. So in the last shloka, we understood how to get the transcendental knowledge by approaching the spiritual master. And now the Lord speaks about what are the results or the glories of receiving the transcendental knowledge. So having obtained the knowledge from the realized soul, two things happen. First is, you will not fall into illusion again. Illusion, that is moha, that is the dehatma buddhi, to think that I am body. Everything attached to my body is mine. This is illusion. Secondly, you will be able to see that each living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme. So the Lord himself says, living entity is my part and parcel. No, he says living entity is part and parcel of Supreme, or in other words, they are mine. So here he himself is declaring that the Supreme is me. Krishna, I am only the Supreme Arjuna. And if you get this knowledge, you will understand that everyone is part of Krishna. So that way, one will see all the entities equally and not discriminate anyone. So Prabhupada in the purport actually defines Maya. So we'll just read this part. The sense of an existence separate from Krishna is called Maya. So Ma is not, Ya means this. Some think that we have nothing to do with Krishna, that Krishna is only a great historical personality, and that the absolute is the impersonal Brahman. So this thinking process is of the Mayavadis. In Brahma Samhita, actually, it is said that Krishna is Sarva Karana Karanam. If he is the cause of all the causes, that means he is the cause of Brahman also. So the saying of Mayavadis is counteracted here. Now even the Mayavadis believe that since the Supreme takes many incarnations, he expands so many times that he loses his own separate existence. Now, example, you have something on the plate and you are taking and distributing it. So after a while, you see that nothing remains, right? The plate is empty. So similarly, they think since the Supreme is expanding constantly, he is taking many avatars, so his individual identity is lost. But they fail to understand that things are different on the spiritual platform. I'll just read the end of this paragraph. Yeah. So here in the purport, Prabhupada says, but the Mayavadi philosophers fail to understand that absolute means 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, and 1 minus 1 is also equal to 1. This is the case in the absolute world. And he also says the whole teaching of Bhagavad Gita is targeted to this. And what is that? That Jiva is Krishna's eternal servitor. He cannot be separated from Krishna. And his sense of well-being, his sense of being an identity apart from Krishna is called Maya. So the main points here, one is if you get the knowledge from a realized soul, the illusion is dissolved. You are no longer in the bodily concept. You are no longer under the spell of Maya. And second, with this knowledge, you are able to realize that each living entity is a part and parcel of the Supreme, and the Supreme is none other than Krishna himself. And with this learning, the other part is that Jiva is Krishna's eternal servitor. He cannot be separated from Krishna, and his sense of being an identity apart from Krishna is Maya. So we get back to the there's one more point here. Yeah. So the next question is, why are we in Maya? Now, because we have forgotten Krishna. And what is bhakti? Bhakti is about reviving that relationship with Krishna. So the original identity means realizing the position of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And our position is being his part and parcel. So with time, these realizations will manifest one after the other. So whoever practices bhakti seriously, this happens. If you practice with faith and devotion, then one day you'll reach the destination. So that is why whoever is doing bhakti, whatever stage he is in, can be considered liberated. Because once you are on the right path, you know that someday you will reach the destination. So now this bhakta, he understands the reality about what is material world, who is the Supreme Personality, who am I, what is my relationship with the Supreme. So with this realized knowledge, he will never succumb to Maya again.